The night I found out my boyfriend was cheating, I was wearing a red dress I'd picked just for him. We were at this rooftop bar he'd insisted on, the kind of place with overpriced cocktails and dim lighting that makes everyone look a little prettier. He told me he was running late because of work, so I waited at the bar, trying not to look desperate as I sipped my drink. The bartender, this cocky guy with a sly grin, slid my cocktail across the counter, winked, and said, "On the house, from your man." I laughed, thinking my boyfriend had sent it from the kitchen or something. The bartender didn't move on, he just stared, and for a split second, I caught something in his eyes that made my stomach twist. When my boyfriend finally showed up, he barely looked at me before going straight to the bartender and whispering something. The bartender grinned, then glanced at me, and suddenly the pieces started clicking together in my head. They were standing way too close, hands brushing, eyes lingering a little too long. I felt like I was the third wheel at my own date. My boyfriend sat next to me but kept looking over at the bar, and every time I asked what was going on, he brushed me off or changed the subject. I started to feel invisible, like I was just a prop in a scene I didn't understand. I confronted him right there, in front of everyone. "Who is he to you?" I demanded. Silence hit the rooftop like a slap. My boyfriend went pale, and the bartender didn't even blink. Then, without warning, my boyfriend grabbed my hand under the table, squeezing so tight it hurt, and whispered, "I'm sorry." That was when the bartender leaned over and said, "Maybe she'd like the truth for a change," his tone sharp as broken glass. My boyfriend let go, and suddenly it was clear, I wasn't losing him to another woman, I was losing him to the man who'd just handed me my drink. I sat there, feeling like the joke was on me, trying to swallow the humiliation and the anger boiling under my skin. I realized I'd been chasing this picture-perfect romance while ignoring the signs, clinging to someone who was never really mine. The worst part wasn't the betrayal, it was that I envied how real he looked with the bartender, how alive. I walked out, heels clicking on the tile, knowing I'd spent so long fighting to be chosen that I'd forgotten how to choose myself.